Madam Toastmaster. As Kyle mentioned, we are giving another special award today. But before we give that award, I just wanted to say a few words about our award recipient. How many people do you know that are super organized, plan way ahead, and work selflessly to help others? We all know at least one person. That's Tatiana Margolini. Super organized. So when I became VPE, she remembers, I can tell. I invited Tatiana over for lunch. You know, we hang out in the garden, have a nice time. I'm thinking this was a relaxing lunch. Oh no, this was a work lunch. She came over with a flash drive and a folder and a list, super organized, everything that I needed to do for my role as VPE. It was fun. It was so organized and detailed. It included things like how to use EasySpeak, how to run club contests, all the scripts for all the roles, and what she had for breakfast. As division director, she had the division contest already planned and organized before the area contest, but she had to wait until after the area contest was done in order to do that. So, plans way ahead. I could use that example, but I have another. I actually have a lot more, but I'll just give a couple. So she gave me another flash drive the day before. Let's see, I was elected as VPE. Was it APE, VPE? No, I think it was area director. And she gave me another flash drive the day before that and had me ready to go. And that was about a month before I actually was inducted into the office. But she wanted to make sure I was ready. And so this was so the day that she committed to being the division director, she was already recruiting me to be area director. I will help you, she said, and handed me another flash drive. This one had all the files needed to succeed to be the area director. Oh, and by the way, here are the files that you need to do your high performance leadership project, because I know you'll do it for the area contest. She was planning ahead. She had it all figured out and ready to go. And, well, yeah, 6 months later, what was I doing? I was doing the area contest, thanks to Tatiana. But in all seriousness, what some people don't realize is that Tatiana is really driven to help others. And she finds greater joy in seeing others succeed instead of being in the limelight herself. This is an amazing quality and wonderful for Toastmasters. We take advantage of that. We really need you. So for example, I've never heard Tatiana say, Monique was a successful VPE because I gave her all the files and I trained her. But that would have been true. And let's see. I have more here. And I've also never heard her say that Monique was a successful area director because I gave her a flash drive and drove her to every single leadership meeting in the area. But that would have been true. Instead, she went out of her way to promote what I was doing, guiding gently, sometimes not so gently, from the shadows. So today we are honoring Tatiana with a very special award. And to give that award, please help me welcome our club president, Annette Kane.
Thank you, Monique. As Monique stated, our award recipient, Tatiana, thrives on helping others succeed. And I am another one who has succeeded because of you, Tatiana. Did I say that right? I think so. We'll go on. That is why it is my privilege and honor as our club president to bestow one of the highest awards we have in our Toastmasters kingdom. You may not have heard of this award, especially if you haven't taken on a role in the higher courtship. But that's okay, because even if you haven't heard of this award, it truly is the most prized distinction in Toastmasters. Now, as Toastmasters, we formally grant this award, not with a gavel, but, oh, not with chocolate either. How many of you thought there was chocolate in here? But with a can of Spam. A can of Spam. There are many reasons for this, but I think it's mostly because it goes well with toast. Some of you got it. In Tatiana's case, oh, by the way, SPAM actually stands for superiorly, which I'm going to change to super. Thank God we don't have a grammarian today. Super persistent at messaging. Superiorly persistent at messaging. That's what it is for. In Tatiana's case, the persistent could be easily replaced with practical, purposeful, persuasive. She does all of that. During Tatiana's service as area and division director, she sent 5,680 emails, including 2,907 continuous conversations to 157 different addresses.
These are real numbers.
These are real numbers. That's why it is the most distinctive prize. That's an average of 15 and a half emails a day, just for fellow Toastmasters in our area and district. She definitely is super persistent at messaging. Please rise, everyone, as I confer the award of Spammaster of the Year to Tatiana Margalina. Here's to our new Queen of Spam.
Thank you so very much. It's so unexpected that I don't even have my notes with me. I once heard a celebrity, maybe it was Kyle, saying that nobody works for an award, but getting an award is nice. That's how I feel today, getting this prestigious award certificate with a unique prize I'm going to cherish. I want to share with you today several steps on my path to this point, because I truly believe that if I could do it, any one of you could do it. To tell you the truth, I used to hate writing emails. I would spend days procrastinating, hours drafting, and maybe never sending it out. That's actually what brought me to Toastmasters, because one day I received a very kind and sweet email from Arnie Bass, who introduced himself as a friend of a friend and invited me to come here on Friday at noon to attend the meeting. I really didn't want to go. About a year prior to it, I did attend a meeting at a Toastmaster Club, and I realized it was way above my head. So I decided I would excuse myself from coming. And after 2 or 3 hours trying to put this excuse on paper, I realized I better come and waste this time here and never come back. So I did, and little I knew. Because then I received a follow-up email, and I had to come again, and I stayed. But probably my hatred for emails wouldn't change if not for Carl. Unfortunately, he's not here. But about 6 months after my experience in Toastmasters, he volunteered me into becoming a VP of membership. And those of you who have ever been a VP of membership probably know that this position, which requires writing a lot of emails, following up, inviting people to come again. And at some point, after struggling through it, I started feeling the flow, and this really helped me. When I became division director, and I finally got this opportunity to send hundreds of emails, thousands of emails, to reach hundreds of people with all the little bits and pieces of information I had. I really enjoyed it. And I really hope you all will get where I am now. And before I conclude my acceptance speech, I want to tell you something. Today is a very special day for me, actually. Exactly 6 years ago, I gave my first Toastmaster speech in Icebreaker here. And this particular speech is my number 40, which means that I met all the requirements for Advanced Communicator Vault. And I'm not going to be too shy at this point. I do feel proud about getting here. But I want to thank you all, and not as my audience, because we learn not to thank our audience, right? I want to thank you as my support group. All my friends, sponsors, mentors, my mentees, and all of you, my fellow toasters. It took me a lot of time, efforts, a lot of determination and struggle, but none of it would matter if not for the time, efforts, struggle, and determination you put into taking me to this point. Thanks a lot, and I hope you're ready to keep carrying this burden, because I'm not going anywhere, and I'm looking forward to learning from you. Madam Chair.